All right, we've got the ranch wagon over here getting assembled. Roger, man, this thing's coming a long way. It's been I mean, this is the first time I've seen it on the chassis, the body with it all painted and everything. Walk us through this one.
Well, this one's a doozy. So it's belongs to Danny, customer that we built quite a few cars for. Um, this car was started at another shop, and we wound up changing the Roadster shop chassis, changing some things around, working on the stance. Took some of the inspiration that they had for the interior and kind of went to the moon with it. Marcus and Stu are here hammering away on it. So getting everything in it.
This thing's getting ready to debut at the Roadster Show.
It'll debut at the Roadster Show in January, or I guess it's February 1st, whatever it is. It's got everything. I mean, everything. There's a ton of stuff we can talk about. The interior is probably the high point of this thing. I'm not trying to compete for awards, not trying to do for all that. We're just trying to put together a badass car.
This was his dream of like his just ideas coming together. I mean, this thing started how many years ago?
A long time ago. It was at the other place for a long time. We had to do a bunch of backtracking. We built him the Mustang as well. And so that thing was a wild animal, and this thing kind of was right behind it. And then it went, we sent it out to have it painted. That took a little while. And just getting everything in the car. So at this point now we've got everything back. Everything is grown, and we're getting ready to just check the fitment of all the interior to make sure everything's adjusted before it all gets covered and put in the car.
Danny was here earlier looking at the car. You were showing him all the details and going over a few things. And what did he have to say about it?
He loves it. So this is right up his alley. Styling, colors, just everything about it. He's been through the process on this thing. He's really a process guy. And so when he lived here, before he moved over to the coast, he was here every week, and we would have discussions about just all the different details and colors and just the way everything got built.
This wasn't the color originally on the rendering, correct?
No, the rendering was supposed to be a light silver with a dark gray with red interior. And then we started discussing what those colors would be and trying to mess with that stuff. And so somewhere along the line, the cream and the black came into being a good idea on the car. At this point, we're putting everything back on the car. We've had it for a couple weeks with the body being back on the chassis. I think you saw in some previous videos where the chassis was together, where we talked a little bit about it. And so now we're getting everything on it. We made this panel that's here on the firewall a long time ago to give it that kind of old school look. This outer rim was all plasma cut and Pullmax with this bead detail around it to make it look like an old time firewall piece. Got all the plumbing coming together on it. We've decided to ditch this gold coated fittings on here for the black ones because it just looks better. We've done this gold before and liked it, and for some reason it's just not vibing on there. Wheels on here were machined quite a while ago. We don't have the centers in them for the middle part, but meant to be like a Halabrand style wheel. We had them chromed and did that kind of stuff. These the mirrors here were completely machined from scratch. Used some of the guts from our boys at Intech Auto to make everything else, but everything was machined, the bases and then the mirror pieces. And then we also machined the trim that's on here to go exactly to the ends and then overlap each other when they're closed.
Precise.
So we 3D printed the gaskets for the door handles. So we're doing the same thing with the trim here. You can see how precise it fits here and sits on this. And you can see
do people even make these anymore?
The trim?
Yeah.
No, this is not a car you would find reproduction parts for. So you either have to find really good stuff and repair it, or find really, really good stuff that doesn't need to be repaired, but it's still not going to fit like this. If you look down the side and just shine your camera down the side there, you can see how this trim fits the car.
Well,
it's perfect.
It's amazing.
So the other thing we're doing at this point is we're going to make an insert piece that goes in between this trim here, and then it extends into the fender. And because these are all CAD designed, we're going to start with some graphics, and you can include a rendering here that would show the different gold emblem that would be somewhat stockish that we are going to recreate that fits in here on the finished car to give it that last final little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's going to make the whole thing pop. The car will sit really low in the front. It's going to be a bitchin' car.
Who did the paint on this one?
Mix, the guys over at Mix Paint did a great job on this. It's straight, it's for sure.
Yeah, really clean. I mean,
so obviously back wheels were machined just like the fronts. The rear bumper is heavily reworked. The taillights are a combo of a few different cars that I couldn't tell you what they were to get all of it to be red. So the trim rings and stuff like that are from Thunderbirds. We're remaking this trunk handle piece to get away from the stock one, but we wanted to wait and do it once it was in bodywork, just to get everything to fit right. On the reworked bumper, we machined these bumper guards and then machined this bridge of something that was never done. And then it has the ranch wagon trim that's in here that will get painted and detailed to go in there.
What didn't I hear previously? Like, there's a lot of inspiration coming from the T-Bird.
From a 64 Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
And that was some of the thought that came with the car from the previous builder, and we've just kind of kept on with that, but just kind of ramped it up to 11.
Wow.
So as you look in here, this tailgate's so heavy. So this panel here will get covered in red leather. We machine this tailgate trim piece and these inner trim pieces. We have all these floor pieces that go in here that we made the ribs and the strips kind of like a Chevy Nomad, kind of not. And so all that stuff will get covered in red leather that matches all this painted trim that we already have. And so there's another hatch piece that opens here, and that will open with the car there. So we're just checking to make sure everything's fitting the way we want before it gets wrapped.
Let's check out that dash.
So if you want to come in from this side over here.
You go on that side, I'll go on this side.
So in the process of designing all this, we noticed that the stock gauge cluster didn't match. The ribs were not even close to the same size, side to side. And so we machined this one to accept Dakota digital gauges from like a 47 to 54 Chevy truck. And so now we're machining a custom gauge here and one there. And then they're going to do the font layout that will match our AC controller here that we made that's based on a vintage air controller. And so this all shares the same lighting and a lot of stuff like that, so that when they turn on, they're very much the same. So we made this stereo unit to house the stereo and put some AC vents. And then there's a panel that goes underneath here that's a big piece of aluminum that has the AC vent mounted in it. And it's very chrome, and it follows into the doors. So you can see the console's kind of mocked up in here so we can finish the shifter. The other thing we've done is we've made this trim. We've made these pieces here multi-pieces so that this trim here could come up and go down the headliner all the way to the back of the one-piece headliner.
So that's all?
Or two-piece headliner.
You guys made all that?
Made all that. There was a mold that was made to hold this headliner. The center console piece was made to go on the ceiling to give it a kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a combo look, I guess you would say. And then it's got strips on the roof. The seat foam in the back still needs to be shaped. It's got the armrests that are all 3D printed. These lower base plates here that will house the speaker covers. It's pretty wild. It's got our power windows in it. Switches in it for that.
Cup holders, obviously.
Cup holders.
Yeah, this is going to be one to be checking out at the Roadster Show for sure.
It'd be wild.
Yeah, so this is going to be in your booth.
It's be in our booth.
Okay, what's the plans? This one and
the Bill's 66 Chevelle and one of our production legacy Chevelles. So that trim piece I was telling you that goes underneath the dash, those lines carry into this piece. And then there's an armrest that goes over all of this with the door pull. And then the armrest, I can get that. So these are the 3D printed armrest covers that will get wrapped in leather. And then as you can see, they fit around this piece. And then these bolts will be hidden underneath. So it'll house the the leather that will wrap that in, and then all of this was chrome, and there'll be a painted inlay that goes inside this part that will carry through the dash to both sides of the car. So this piece is all 3D printed and structured underneath to make it all where it doesn't move and kind of bolts in place.
And you had to make that because you guys designed the door panel, because this is not anything factory.
No, we made all of this.
It's all from scratch.
It's all from scratch. We made the trim, we machined this, machine the trim, and then bring all the parts in from the different suppliers. So pretty wild stuff. Other than that, I mean, we're doing fairly good. We got 3 months to go. Just getting all the details together, getting ready for the upholstery guy to come and work his magic here, and then take some of the parts home with him. So Cato out of Salt Lake City is going to do a bunch of the interior for us on this one. And yeah, we already had the car wired and plumbed and everything set up before it went to paint. So we're just putting everything that we'd already made together. Other than that, yeah, like I said, 5.4 liter pre-Coyote motor, Roadster Shop chassis, 4R70W transmission, Holley ECU, Willwood brakes, PWR radiator, Vintage Air, Dakota Digital, GM fuel pumps, MagnaFlow mufflers, one-off wheels, Michelin tires, PPG paint.
Just goes on and on. This one's
on and on. There's a ton of stuff. So
extensive work.
Extensive work. So we're just trying to get all the details in it now to get everything fitted and start getting ready to.
Okay. Well, we'll probably see this one on another video closer, maybe another month or so, closer to the Roadster Show, and see how this thing comes together.
Since we're not trying to show it for an award or do anything like that, we're just trying to build a badass car. We can show all this, and then you guys can see it when it's all done at the show. We're not trying to.
Yeah, and I want to point out, like, I know you were saying that we're going to debut it at the show, and, should we show it now or not? I mean, not to the point that there was any reason not to show it, but I personally felt that it would be valuable for people to be able to see underneath the outer shell.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're never going to see this again.
No, you're not going to see. There's so much of this stuff that gets covered up by, you're never going to see the radiator because there's this really bitchin' cover panel that we've made to go over it. You can see all these coil cover panels that go on it. I believe this goes on this side, I believe. So I believe this sits here.
There's an extensive amount of detail of custom stuff made that will never be able to see seen in this development stage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So this hasn't been painted yet, but that will set on there and go to there. These other parts and pieces go to other sections. So this probably goes over here. That's my guess. Somewhere here. It's cover panel to cover that stuff. And so there's lots of different pieces with the air intake, just different cover pieces. He's putting the cover that goes on the air intake that just makes it not look like an air intake. The speaker grills are here, and those will go in the car, and these panels will get covered, so those go under the rear seats. It's got the electric parking system, all the pumps and coolers and stuff that go up there, the big defrost vent system that goes in it. So combination of the stock parts and aftermarket parts. Pretty elaborate system.
Okay. Well, this is the Ranch Wagon. We finally get to see it because it's been a long time coming, and the public will be able to see it at the show. And until then, we'll probably have one more video on this car before it makes it to the show. But
probably two more.
Yeah, maybe two more. The guys, let us know what you guys think. Is this something that you guys are enjoying seeing this side of the process? Not just waiting to reveal it at a show, because I don't know, I kind of feel that that's kind of old school ways now, and it's just nicer to be able to show what your whole team can do.
Yeah, and show all the hidden details behind it and not 100%. Just all the whiz bang when it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
So thanks for tuning in. Like we always say, if you got any interest, just email us. It's the easiest way to do it. If you don't like email, then just call us on the phone and we'll call you back. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Have a good day.